Imagine waking up one day with an unshakable feeling that you are different, that you have always been different. What if I told you that this feeling isn't random, that among God's chosen ones, there exists a rare group marked by extraordinary, undeniable signs? These are not just small glimpses of spiritual awakening, they are divine confirmations that you are set apart, that your soul carries a mission far greater than you ever imagined. Perhaps you felt it before, an unexplainable shift, a surge of energy, or a deep sense of purpose that seems foreign to those around you. You see the world through different eyes, feel things more deeply, and sense that you are walking a path that others cannot comprehend. This is not an accident. If you have ever questioned why you experience life in such a profound way, it may be because you are among the few who have been entrusted with a sacred calling. These signs are not coincidences. They are divine markers guiding you towards something greater. As we unveil them today, take a moment to reflect on your own journey. Have you felt the weight of this truth within you? Have you noticed signs that seem to confirm your connection to something beyond the physical world? If so, comment "I am chosen" below to affirm your place in this spiritual awakening. Stay with me until the end because what you are about to hear may shift your entire perspective on who you are and why you are here. You are not alone. You were never meant to be ordinary. And as we dive deeper into these sacred revelations, you may just discover that everything you've experienced up until now has been preparing you for this moment. Let's begin. There are moments in life when you feel something shifting deep within you, an energy you can't quite explain, a transformation that seems to ripple through your very being. At first, it might feel like a subtle change, like an unfamiliar but undeniable pull towards something greater. But then, the intensity grows. It becomes a force, one that vibrates through your soul, disrupting old patterns and awakening a part of you that has been waiting to emerge. If you have experienced this, know that it is not just a fleeting feeling. It is a divine recalibration, a powerful spiritual transformation that signals you are stepping into something far greater than yourself. When God calls His chosen ones to a higher purpose, He does not just place a burden on their hearts, He changes them from within. He renews their minds, their spirits, and even their physical bodies to align them with His plan. This process is not always smooth, nor is it easy to explain to others. It is a shift that happens at the energetic level, altering the way you perceive, feel, and interact with the world around you. You may notice that things that once felt familiar suddenly seem distant. Conversations that once engaged you now feel shallow. Certain places carry a heaviness you can't ignore, while others fill you with an unshakable peace. You are tuning into something beyond the physical, you are stepping into the spiritual reality of your divine calling. This transformation brings heightened sensitivity, an awareness that was not there before. Have you ever walked into a room and immediately sensed an unspoken tension in the air? Or felt a sudden wave of warmth and peace in a sacred space? This is not coincidence, it is discernment, the ability to perceive beyond what the eyes can see. Your spirit is becoming attuned to the energy of people and places, allowing you to sense what is hidden beneath the surface. You may begin to pick up on emotions before they are spoken, feeling the joy, sorrow, or unrest of those around you as if they were your own. This is not a weakness, it is a gift, a sign that God is sharpening your spiritual senses for the journey ahead. The Bible speaks of this transformation in Romans 12 verse 2, "Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind." This shift is not about becoming something different, it is about stepping into the truth of who you were always meant to be. It is about breaking free from the distractions, illusions, and limitations of this world and embracing the divine nature God has placed within you. This is why certain things may no longer resonate with you. You are not losing yourself, you are shedding the parts that no longer align with your highest calling. But with this awakening comes challenges. There will be moments of confusion, times when you question why everything feels different. Why do crowds suddenly feel overwhelming? Why do certain conversations drain your energy? Why do old friendships and relationships no longer carry the same depth? The truth is, when God elevates you, he also separates you. He removes what no longer serves your purpose, making room for the people, experiences, and revelations that will guide you forward. This period of transition can feel lonely, but it is necessary. Just as gold is refined in fire, your spirit is being purified, prepared for a greater mission. Have you noticed how your body also responds to this shift? Many chosen ones experience physical sensations that accompany their spiritual transformation, tingling or vibrations in the hands, feet, or crown of the head, sudden waves of heat or chills, even an unexplainable energy surging through their bodies at certain moments. These are not random occurrences. They are signs that your entire being, mind, body, and spirit, is adjusting to a new frequency. It is like a radio being tuned to a higher station, receiving a clearer, more powerful transmission from the divine. This alignment is not something that can be ignored. It calls to you, urging you to pay attention. Have you ever had an overwhelming sense that something important was about to happen? A knowing deep in your gut, even before any logical signs appeared. This is the voice of God moving through you, guiding you toward your purpose. He does not just place a calling on your life and leave you to figure it out. He walks with you through the transformation, molding you into the vessel he needs you to be. And yet, not everyone will understand this change. Some will question you, assuming you are simply different now. Some may distance themselves because they can no longer relate to your journey. But the truth is, you were never meant to fit into the mold of this world. You were set apart. Chosen. Called to something beyond the ordinary. And when God calls you higher, there is no turning back. The things that once held you down, the doubts, the fears, the distractions, begin to lose their grip. You start to see the world for what it truly is, and you realize that your purpose was never about fitting in, but about rising above. So, what do you do with this energy shift? How do you navigate this transformation? First, embrace it. Do not resist what God is doing in your life. If He is removing certain people, habits, or thought patterns, trust that it is for your highest good. If He is calling you into stillness, into prayer, into deeper reflection, follow that call. The path of the chosen is not meant to be rushed, it is meant to be walked with faith. Second, ground yourself in truth. When the world around you feels unstable, anchor yourself in the Word of God. Meditate on scriptures that affirm your journey. Romans 8 verse 28 reminds us, and we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose. Even when the transformation feels chaotic, trust that every shift is leading you closer to your divine destiny. And finally, pay attention. The signs of your awakening are all around you. They are in the way your intuition has sharpened, in the way you feel drawn toward certain places, in the way you experience emotions more deeply than before. They are in the moments when you hear a message that resonates so strongly that chills rush over your body. These are not coincidences. They are confirmations. They are God's way of saying, you are on the right path. So, if you have felt this shift, do not ignore it. Step into it fully. You are not here by accident. You are not going through this transformation without reason. You are being prepared, shaped, and strengthened for a divine purpose that only you can fulfill. The energy shift is not just a change, it is a calling. And if you have been feeling it, then your journey has only just begun. There comes a moment in every chosen one's life when the world begins to feel different, not in the physical sense, but in a way that is deeply spiritual. You start to notice things that others dismiss. A presence in the air that wasn't there before. A whisper of truth that seems to come from nowhere, yet resonates so strongly that you cannot ignore it. It is as if unseen forces are stirring around you, calling you towards something greater. This is not imagination. This is not coincidence. This is the awakening of your spiritual perception, a gift that marks the next step in your divine transformation. This shift in awareness is subtle at first. You may begin to sense energy in ways that defy logic, feeling the weight of a room before anyone speaks, knowing the truth behind someone's words even when their lips say otherwise. Have you ever had a moment where an unexplainable presence filled the space around you? A sudden stillness, as if time itself paused for just a moment. This is the universe, God, revealing the unseen reality that has always been there. This awareness is not meant to cause fear, but to bring clarity. The chosen ones are given this gift because their mission requires it. Just as a shepherd must learn to read the land before leading the flock, you are being taught to navigate the spiritual realm with wisdom and discernment. Isaiah 30 verse 21 speaks directly to this experience. Whether you turn to the right or to the left, your ears will hear a voice behind you, saying, "This is the way, walk in it." That voice is real. It is the guiding force of God, leading you toward your higher calling. The Bible is filled with moments of spiritual awakening, signs that mark the beginning of great transformations. When Moses encountered the burning bush, he did not question whether it was real, he listened. He removed his sandals, stood in reverence, and embraced the path that was being revealed to him. Paul, on the road to Damascus, was struck by a divine light so powerful that it blinded him, yet in that moment, he saw the truth of his destiny more clearly than ever before. These events were not random. They were orchestrated by God to awaken His chosen ones to their purpose. And so, when you begin to feel these shifts, when you sense an energy beyond yourself, when your intuition sharpens, when you hear that quiet but undeniable inner voice, know that this is not confusion. This is confirmation. You are stepping into a new level of spiritual consciousness. But with this awakening comes responsibility. When God grants you vision beyond the physical, He also calls you to use it wisely. He is preparing you to see through deception, to understand the spiritual battles waging around you, and to recognize His hand guiding your path. This awareness will serve as a compass in times of uncertainty. You will begin to notice divine messages in unexpected places, patterns, synchronicities, moments where everything aligns perfectly. These are not mere coincidences, they are reminders that you are being led. Have you ever walked into a place and immediately felt either immense peace or overwhelming heaviness? Have you ever met someone and instinctively known whether they carried good or ill intentions? This is the sharpening of your spiritual senses. As your perception heightens, the unseen becomes more visible, and you begin to move through the world with a different kind of wisdom, one that does not rely on sight alone but on the deep knowing within your soul. And yet, this new awareness can feel isolating at times. You may find that others do not understand what you are experiencing. They may tell you that you are overthinking, imagining things, or being too sensitive. But do not let their doubts cloud your truth. Just as not everyone heard the voice that called Samuel in the night, not everyone will recognize the signs that are being given to you. That does not make them any less real. This is where trust becomes essential. Trust that God is revealing these things to you for a reason. Trust that He is leading you toward your divine assignment. And trust that, even if others do not see what you see, you are not alone in this journey. There are others, other chosen ones, who are walking this path as well, learning to embrace their awakening just as you are. So how do you navigate this newfound awareness? First, lean into it. Do not push away the things you are sensing. If you feel a strong urge to go somewhere, to speak to someone, or to step back from a situation, listen. That is divine guidance at work. Second, ground yourself in the Word. The more you align with God's truth, the clearer His voice will become. And third, embrace the journey. This awakening is not happening to you, it is happening for you. It is a gift, a sign that you are being prepared for something extraordinary. If you have felt this shift, if you have sensed this unseen presence, then know this, you are being called. Your awareness is growing because your mission is unfolding. Do not ignore it. Do not dismiss it. Walk forward with faith, knowing that the same God who revealed Himself to Moses, to Paul, and to countless others throughout history is now revealing Himself to you. There exists within the chosen ones a depth of feeling that surpasses ordinary empathy, a sensitivity so profound that it feels as though the joys and sorrows of the world rest within their own hearts. This is not a simple emotional response, it is a divine connection, a spiritual gift bestowed upon those who have been called to serve, to guide, and to heal. If you have ever felt emotions so deeply that they consume you, if you have carried the weight of another's suffering without them ever speaking a word, then you may be experiencing one of the rarest and most sacred signs of the chosen. This emotional intensity is not random, it is a mark of your spiritual elevation. Have you ever walked into a room and felt the atmosphere shift before anyone even spoke? Have you ever looked into someone's eyes and understood their pain without them saying a word? This is because your soul is attuned to something deeper, something beyond what the physical senses can perceive. It is as if your heart has been stretched to hold more than just your own experiences, it has been shaped to bear the burdens of others. This is a divine calling, a reflection of God's own heart. Galatians 6 verse 2 reminds us of this sacred responsibility: carry each other's burdens, and in this way, you will fulfill the law of Christ. This is what it means to walk in alignment with His purpose, to love as He loves, to weep with those who weep, to rejoice with those who rejoice. But this gift, as powerful as it is, can also be overwhelming. Many chosen ones find themselves struggling beneath the weight of emotions that are not even their own. The pain of the world feels too heavy, the suffering of others too intense. And in those moments, doubt may creep in. Why must I feel so much? Why is my heart so open when others seem unaffected? The answer lies in your purpose. God has given you this sensitivity not as a burden, but as a tool. It is through this depth of feeling that He prepares you to be a vessel of healing, to offer comfort where there is sorrow, and to speak words of encouragement where there is despair. Your heart was designed to reflect His love, to extend His grace, and to bring light into the darkest of places. This is why you feel so deeply, because you are meant to make a difference. But even Jesus, the greatest example of compassion, knew the importance of balance. Throughout His ministry, He withdrew from the crowds, retreating into solitude to pray and recharge. Mark 1 verse 35 tells us, very early in the morning, while it was still dark, Jesus got up, left the house and went off to a solitary place, where He prayed. He understood that in order to continue pouring into others, He first had to be filled. And so must you. You cannot carry the burdens of others if your own spirit is depleted. You must learn when to lean in and when to step back, when to offer your heart and when to guard it. This does not mean becoming cold or detached, it means learning to steward your gift wisely. Just as a flame must be protected from the wind in order to keep burning, so too must your soul be cared for in order to continue shining. So how do you balance this calling? First, recognize that your sensitivity is not a weakness, but a strength. The world may tell you that you are too emotional or too sensitive, but in reality, you have been given a gift that few possess, the ability to truly understand, to truly connect. Second, create space for solitude and renewal. Spend time in prayer, in nature, in quiet reflection. Allow yourself to be refilled by God, so that you do not become drained by the emotions you carry. Third, trust that not every burden is yours to bear. You are called to help, to guide, to love, but you are not called to fix everything on your own. Hand over what is too heavy to the one who is strong enough to carry it all. If you have ever questioned why your heart feels everything so deeply, let this be your answer: you were made this way for a reason. Your compassion is a reflection of God's love, and your empathy is a bridge between pain and healing. Do not let the weight of the world steal your light. Instead, let it fuel your purpose. You are not meant to drown in the emotions you feel, you are meant to transform them into something greater. So embrace this gift. Honor it. Protect it. And most importantly, use it. Because through your love, through your understanding, through your willingness to carry the burdens of others, you are fulfilling the very purpose you were created for. And that is something truly divine. There comes a moment in the journey of the chosen when the boundary between the physical and the spiritual begins to blur. It often happens at night, in the stillness when the world sleeps, and the soul is free to receive what the conscious mind might resist. Have you ever awakened from a dream so vivid, so rich with meaning, that it lingered in your thoughts long after you opened your eyes? Have you ever experienced visions that felt more real than the reality around you, carrying messages you couldn't quite explain? These are not coincidences, they are divine communications, whispers from God meant to guide, instruct, and prepare you for your higher calling. For the chosen ones, sleep is no longer just a time of rest, it becomes a sacred portal, a place where divine revelation is given. In these moments, God speaks directly to your spirit, revealing truths that your waking mind might struggle to grasp. Psalm 16 verse 7 tells us, "I will praise the Lord, who counsels me, even at night my heart instructs me." This is the experience of those who are spiritually awakened, God counseling you in the silence, sending messages wrapped in the language of dreams. Unlike ordinary dreams that fade upon waking, these visions are etched into your soul. They come in symbols, in patterns, in narratives that feel almost too profound to be mere imagination. Have you ever had a dream that foretold an event before it happened? Have you ever felt the presence of an angel, a guide, or even a voice speaking directly to you while you slept? These are prophetic encounters, moments where the veil between heaven and earth is lifted, allowing divine wisdom to flow freely. Interrupted sleep patterns are another sign of this heightened spiritual connection. Waking up at 3 a.m., feeling an inexplicable urge to pray or reflect, these are not random occurrences. The early hours of the morning are often when the spirit is most receptive, when distractions are minimal, and the voice of God can be heard more clearly. Many chosen ones find themselves stirred awake at these times, not by restlessness, but by an unseen force calling them into communion. It is in these hours that revelation often comes, that insight is given, that the chosen are prepared for what is to come. This is not a new phenomenon. Throughout history, those called by God have received guidance through dreams and visions. Joseph, in Genesis 37, was given glimpses of his destiny long before it unfolded. His dreams were not random, they were divine roadmaps leading him toward his purpose. Similarly, Daniel interpreted dreams that shaped the fate of entire kingdoms, and Peter received visions that transformed the course of his ministry. If God spoke to them in dreams, why would he not do the same for you? These experiences are not meant to confuse or frighten you, they are meant to awaken you. They are signs that you are being prepared for something greater, that God is revealing what is unseen, calling you to pay attention to the messages woven into your nightly visions. But how do you interpret them? How do you distinguish divine dreams from ordinary ones? First, pay attention to the patterns. If a dream repeats itself or carries symbols that feel significant, it is likely not just a random creation of your subconscious but a message meant to be unraveled. Keep a dream journal, writing down details upon waking. Over time, you may begin to notice connections, themes, and revelations that only make sense in hindsight. Second, pray for discernment. Not every dream is from God, and not every vision carries divine instruction. Ask for wisdom, for clarity, for confirmation. God does not leave his chosen ones in confusion, he reveals truth in its appointed time. And finally, trust what you are being shown. If a dream stirs something deep within you, if it aligns with what your spirit already knows to be true, do not dismiss it. It may be a call to action, a warning, or a glimpse of what is to come. It may be God's way of preparing you, equipping you, guiding you toward the path you are meant to walk. So, have you experienced dreams so vivid they felt more real than waking life? Have you ever woken in the night with a sense that you were being spoken to, guided, or instructed? These are not random, they are the language of God, meant for those who are willing to listen. If this resonates with you, know that you are not alone. The chosen ones have always been dreamers, visionaries, seekers of truth revealed beyond the veil of the physical world. Embrace this gift. Seek understanding. And most importantly, trust that what is being shown to you is part of a greater plan, a plan that is unfolding exactly as it is meant to, guiding you ever closer to your divine purpose. There comes a time in the journey of the chosen ones when the noise of the world begins to fade. The ambitions, the material pursuits, the endless chase for status and validation, all of it starts to feel hollow, as if the soul is awakening to a greater truth. Have you felt this shift? A quiet but undeniable call drawing you away from distractions and towards something deeper, something eternal? This is the call to solitude and simplicity, a sacred detachment from the illusions of the material world. It is not a rejection of life but a transformation in how you perceive it. The things that once excited you, worldly success, possessions, social approval, no longer hold the same weight. Instead, you find yourself yearning for something more: peace, truth, purpose. This shift is not by accident, it is a divine recalibration, aligning you with God's will. Throughout history, those chosen for a higher calling have felt this pull. Jesus himself often withdrew from the crowds, seeking quiet places to pray, to reflect, to realign with the Father's purpose. Luke 5 verse 16. If even he needed solitude to strengthen his spirit, how much more do we? The world thrives on noise, distractions, demands, endless striving. But God speaks in stillness. It is in moments of silence that we hear the whispers of divine truth. Matthew 6 verses 19 to 20 warns us, "Do not store up for yourselves treasures on earth, where moths and vermin destroy, and where thieves break in and steal. But store up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where moths and vermin do not destroy, and where thieves do not break in and steal." This is the essence of the shift the chosen ones experience. The things of this world are fleeting, temporary. But the soul seeks what is eternal. Have you noticed a growing discomfort with material excess? A desire to step away from meaningless conversations, shallow interactions, or things that once seemed important but now feel empty? This is not a loss, it is a sign of spiritual growth. You are being guided toward a higher plane of existence, where meaning is found not in possessions but in purpose, not in recognition but in revelation. Many chosen ones find themselves drawn to nature during this transition. The rush of the city, the artificial lights, the constant noise, it no longer resonates. Instead, the simple beauty of a sunrise, the stillness of the forest, the sound of flowing water brings peace that no amount of wealth can provide. Why? Because nature is untouched by the illusions of man. It operates in divine order, a reminder of God's presence in all things. But this path is not always easy. The world will not understand. Friends may question why you are withdrawing. Family may not comprehend why your priorities are changing. Society teaches that success is measured by accumulation, of wealth, of influence, of validation. But the chosen ones are set apart. They walk a different path, one that leads not to fleeting rewards but to eternal fulfillment. This journey is not about isolation but about alignment. Solitude is not loneliness, it is a sacred space where God reveals His will. Have you felt the urge to retreat, to disconnect, to seek clarity away from the distractions of daily life? Do not resist it. In these moments, transformation happens. The soul is refined. The calling becomes clear. Jesus retreated into the wilderness before beginning his ministry. Moses was alone on Mount Sinai when he received the commandments. Elijah found God not in the chaos but in a still, small voice. And you, too, are being called to step away, not forever, but long enough to hear the truth that the noise of the world drowns out. If you have felt this pull toward solitude, if you have noticed a shift in what truly matters, know that it is not random. It is a sign. A confirmation that you are awakening to a life of deeper purpose. The world may not understand, but heaven does. And as you walk this path, you will find that in letting go of the distractions, you gain something far greater: clarity, peace, and a connection to God that is unshaken by the fleeting concerns of this world. So, have you felt drawn to nature, to stillness, to a simpler way of living? Have you found yourself questioning the endless chase for material success? This is not a loss, it is a revelation. It is God calling you closer, preparing you for the next stage of your journey. Trust the process. Trust the pull. For it is leading you to something far greater than anything this world could ever offer. There is a knowing beyond logic, a whisper in the depths of your spirit that speaks before your mind can process it. Have you ever had a moment where you just knew something, without reason, without explanation, yet with absolute certainty? A moment where truth was revealed to you, not in words, but in a deep, undeniable feeling? If so, you have experienced one of the rare and profound signs of the chosen ones, heightened intuition. This is not mere instinct or guesswork. It is a direct connection to divine wisdom, a knowing that surpasses human understanding. It is as if the veil between you and the spiritual realm has thinned, allowing you to sense truth before it unfolds in the physical world. Some might call it foresight, others call it discernment, but in reality, it is the Holy Spirit working through you, guiding your steps. James 1 verse 5 tells us, "If any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you." This heightened intuition is one of the ways God grants wisdom to those He has chosen. It is not always loud or dramatic. More often, it comes in quiet nudges, in whispers of the soul, in an unshakable sense of direction that defies explanation. Have you ever been in a situation where everything seemed fine on the surface, yet something deep inside told you otherwise? A feeling that someone's words didn't match their energy? A warning to avoid a certain place or path, even though you couldn't explain why? And later, you realize that your intuition was right? This is not coincidence. This is divine guidance. For the chosen ones, this gift of spiritual knowing becomes stronger over time. The more you listen, the clearer it becomes. The more you trust, the more precise it grows. But here's the challenge: the world does not value what it cannot see. Society is built on logic, proof, and evidence. People will tell you to dismiss these feelings, to rely on reason instead. But as one of the chosen, your path is different. Jesus Himself operated in divine knowing. He saw the hearts of men beyond their words. He sensed the intentions of those around Him before they acted. In John 2 verses 24 to 25, it is written, "But Jesus would not entrust Himself to them, for He knew all people." He did not need any testimony about mankind, for He knew what was in each person. This is the kind of discernment that the chosen ones develop, a deeper understanding of the unseen, a perception that goes beyond the physical. Have you noticed that your intuition has become more intense? That the more you embrace your spiritual journey, the more you feel things others don't? That you receive answers before you even ask the questions? This is a sign that your connection to the divine is growing stronger. God is fine-tuning your ability to navigate the world not through sight, but through spiritual insight. But with this gift comes responsibility. Many chosen ones struggle with doubt, questioning whether what they sense is real or just their imagination. It is easy to second-guess yourself when the world demands logical explanations. But faith requires trust. Just as Abraham was called to walk in obedience without knowing the full plan, you too must lean into your intuition, even when it contradicts logic. How do you strengthen this connection? Through stillness, prayer, and trust. When you feel that inner nudge, pause. Instead of dismissing it, ask, "God, what are you trying to show me?" The more you acknowledge this divine guidance, the more it will reveal itself to you. Over time, you will find that it is not just a vague feeling, but a precise tool, one that can protect you, lead you, and unlock doors you never imagined possible. So, if you have felt this heightened intuition, this sense of knowing beyond logic, embrace it. It is a gift, a sign that you are walking in divine alignment. The world may not understand it, but you were never meant to follow the world's ways. You were chosen to see beyond, to hear beyond, to know beyond. And in that knowing, you are being led toward your highest purpose. Have you ever experienced moments where your intuition guided you before you had proof? Have you ever sensed something in your spirit that later turned out to be true? If so, know that this is not a coincidence, it is confirmation that God is speaking to you. Trust it. Walk in it. For He is leading you in ways that the mind cannot comprehend, but the soul recognizes instantly. There are moments when your body speaks in ways beyond words, when an unexplainable warmth rushes through you, when a sudden chill sweeps over your skin, when a vibration courses through your being as if you are standing in the presence of something unseen. These are not random sensations. They are profound indicators of a spiritual transformation taking place within you. If you have felt them, you are experiencing one of the rarest and most powerful signs of the chosen ones, your body reacting to spiritual elevation. Throughout history, those who walked closely with God often encountered these physical manifestations. Acts 2 verse 3 describes the arrival of the Holy Spirit as being like tongues of fire that separated and came to rest on each of them. The presence of God was not just felt in their souls, it was tangible in their bodies. And today, those who are spiritually attuned continue to experience this divine connection in physical ways. Have you ever felt tingling sensations, as if energy was flowing through your hands, feet, or crown of your head? This is often a sign of an energetic realignment, your body adjusting to the higher frequencies of spiritual awakening. Many describe it as a gentle buzzing, a pulsating warmth, or even a static-like charge, especially during moments of deep prayer, meditation, or divine revelation. It is as if your physical form is catching up with the elevation of your spirit, expanding to hold the presence of God's power. Beyond tingling, some experience sudden shifts in body temperature. You may feel an intense warmth, even though the air around you is cool. Or you may get chills that seem to come from within rather than from external cold. These sensations often occur when the Holy Spirit is near, when divine energy is moving through you, cleansing, activating different aspects of your being. The fire represents purification, just as in the Bible, where fire is used as a symbol of refinement, burning away the old to make way for the new. Have you ever felt an unexplained heaviness or fatigue, especially after moments of deep spiritual work? This is another sign of transformation. When you undergo a shift in consciousness, when you pray fervently, when you release emotional wounds, when you receive spiritual insights, your body follows suit. It is processing, recalibrating, and sometimes even detoxing from lower energies that no longer align with your divine path. It is important to understand that these sensations are not signs of illness or something to be feared. They are indicators that you are being refined, molded, and prepared for something greater. They are moments of alignment, proof that the unseen hand of God is actively working within you. One of the most significant yet overlooked aspects of these physical signs is the presence of energy surges. Some chosen ones experience spontaneous muscle twitches, jerks, or even a sudden rush of adrenaline for no apparent reason. Others report pressure in certain areas of the body, especially in the forehead, linked to spiritual insight, the chest, linked to the heart and emotions, or the hands, which are often used in healing and spiritual work. When these sensations arise, take a moment to pause and reflect. What were you thinking about? What were you doing in that moment? Was it during a time of prayer, a moment of deep thought, or an encounter that felt divinely orchestrated? These experiences are not random. They are spiritual markers, guiding you toward a deeper awareness of your purpose. Jesus himself experienced moments of intense spiritual energy. In Luke 8 verse 46, he said, "Someone touched me, I know that power has gone out from me." He was aware of the energetic shifts taking place within his body, recognizing that divine power had moved through him. As one of the chosen, you are also becoming more attuned to these shifts, more aware of the power that moves in and through you. So, what should you do when these unexplained physical sensations occur? First, do not dismiss them. Instead, embrace them as signs of divine presence and transformation. Second, practice grounding. Spend time in nature, place your feet on the earth, breathe deeply, and center yourself in the moment. Third, seek clarity. Pray and ask for understanding. God, what are you showing me? What do you want me to know? Above all, trust the process. You are not alone in this experience. These sensations are evidence of your alignment with something greater than yourself. They are confirmation that you are on the right path, that you are being strengthened, refined, and prepared for the work that lies ahead. Have you ever felt waves of warmth, sudden chills, or unexplained tingling? If so, recognize them for what they truly are, divine alignment. You are being called, and your body is responding to that call. There are no coincidences in the divine plan, only carefully orchestrated moments designed to lead you exactly where you need to be. Have you ever noticed repeating numbers, such as 111, 333, or 777, appearing throughout your day? Have you encountered the same phrase, symbol, or image in multiple places, as if the universe was calling your attention to something beyond the physical? If so, you are witnessing the subtle yet powerful way that God speaks through divine patterns and signs, messages hidden in plain sight, meant only for those with the spiritual awareness to perceive them. These synchronicities are not just random occurrences. They are divine markers, guiding you, affirming your path, and reminding you that you are never alone. They are the language of the universe, the whispers of God woven into the fabric of your reality, gently nudging you to look deeper, to listen closer, to align with the higher truth that is unfolding within and around you. Psalm 37 verse 23 declares, "The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord." This means that every detail of your journey, every encounter, every message, every moment of realization, is being divinely arranged. When you start seeing patterns everywhere, it is because your awareness is expanding, your spiritual senses are awakening, and you are beginning to recognize the intricate ways in which God communicates with His chosen ones. One of the most common ways these messages manifest is through numbers. Have you ever glanced at the clock at exactly 11:11, or found yourself repeatedly seeing the number 7, a number biblically associated with divine perfection and completion? Many believe that these numerical synchronicities carry divine guidance. For example, 111 often represents spiritual awakening, while 777 is seen as a number of divine completion and alignment. But divine signs go beyond numbers. Some chosen ones find themselves repeatedly encountering specific animals at key moments in their lives. Perhaps a white dove appears during a time of deep prayer, symbolizing peace and the presence of the Holy Spirit. Or maybe you notice a butterfly landing on you just as you are contemplating a major transformation in your life, a reminder of the renewal and rebirth taking place within your soul. Symbols and words also begin to stand out in ways that feel too precise to be accidental. A passage from Scripture appears in a book you randomly open. A song lyric echoes the exact message you needed to hear. A stranger unknowingly speaks the very words that answer a question you have been struggling with in your heart. These moments are not mere coincidences, they are divine appointments. God is speaking. The question is, are you listening? In the Bible, we see countless examples of God using signs to guide His people. Think of Gideon in Judges 6 verses 36 to 40, who sought confirmation from God through the sign of the fleece. Or the Magi who followed the star to the birthplace of Jesus, trusting in the divine alignment of celestial signs to lead them to their destiny. Just as God provided clear guidance to them, He is providing it to you now. But why are these signs only visible to a select few? The truth is, many people live their lives unaware, too consumed by the noise of the world to notice the gentle whisper of the divine. But the chosen ones, those who are spiritually attuned, begin to see reality differently. Their awareness sharpens, their perception expands, and suddenly, patterns that once seemed meaningless now hold profound significance. Have you ever had the feeling that the universe was speaking directly to you? That the things unfolding around you were not random but intentionally placed in your path? If so, this is a call to awareness. Pay attention. These signs are divine winks from God, confirmations that you are on the right path, and invitations to step deeper into alignment with your spiritual purpose. So, what should you do when you begin seeing divine patterns and synchronicities? First, acknowledge them. Do not brush them off as coincidences. Instead, receive them with gratitude and curiosity. Second, seek understanding. Keep a journal of the numbers, symbols, and messages that appear in your life. You may begin to see even greater patterns emerge over time. Lastly, ask for divine clarity. Pray and invite God to reveal the deeper meaning behind these signs. Lord, what are you showing me? How can I align with your guidance? The signs are all around you. They are not meant to be hidden from you, but revealed in perfect timing. Trust that what you are seeing is real. Trust that God is guiding you. And most importantly, trust that you are walking the path meant for you. Have you begun to see patterns in everyday life that seem to hold a deeper meaning? If so, recognize them for what they truly are, evidence that your steps are being divinely ordered. You are not imagining it. You are being led. Keep watching. Keep listening. The universe is speaking, and your soul is awakening to its truth. The signs you have been experiencing are not coincidences. They are not random occurrences or fleeting moments of chance. They are divine markers, proof that you are chosen for something greater. These spiritual shifts, awakenings, and synchronicities are the universe's way of reminding you that your path is not like the rest. You have been set apart, entrusted with a mission that only you can fulfill. But walking this path is not always easy. To be chosen means to be different. It means seeing the world through a lens that many cannot comprehend. It means feeling things more deeply, sensing truth before it is spoken, and carrying the weight of divine knowledge in a world that often dismisses the unseen. It can be lonely at times. It can be challenging. Yet, the fact that you are experiencing these signs is confirmation that you are exactly where you need to be. The road of the chosen is not meant to be smooth. Every hardship, every moment of doubt, every trial you have faced has been preparing you for what is ahead. Just as prophets, leaders, and spiritual warriors throughout history have been refined through adversity, so too are you being shaped into the person God has called you to be. The fire you have walked through was not to break you, it was to strengthen you. To strip away what no longer serves your highest purpose. To bring you into alignment with the divine plan that has been written for you since the beginning of time. Matthew 5 verses 14 to 16 declares, "You are the light of the world, let your light shine before others." This is not just a statement, it is a calling. You were not meant to hide your light. You were not meant to shrink yourself to fit into spaces that do not honor your truth. You were meant to illuminate, to guide, to inspire. The signs you have received are not just confirmations of your spiritual awakening, they are instructions. They are urging you to step fully into your purpose, to embrace the gifts you have been given, and to walk boldly in your divine calling. So, what does this mean for you now? It means trusting the process. It means leaning into faith even when the path ahead is uncertain. It means embracing every sign, every shift, and every challenge as part of a greater plan that is unfolding perfectly in divine timing. It means releasing fear, doubt, and the need for external validation and instead, anchoring yourself in the deep knowing that you are exactly where you are meant to be. If you have resonated with these signs, if you have felt the shifts, if you have seen the patterns, take this as your confirmation. You are not imagining it. You are awakening. You are transforming. You are stepping into something sacred, something powerful, something divinely orchestrated. Have you felt these signs in your life? Have you experienced the deep calling to something greater? Comment below and affirm your truth. You are not alone in this journey. There is a community of chosen ones walking this path alongside you. And if this message has spoken to your soul, if you feel the divine pull towards something greater, do not let this moment pass. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share this message with those who may need to hear it. Together, we are rising. Together, we are stepping into our purpose. Trust in what you are feeling. Trust in the process. Trust that everything is aligning exactly as it should. The universe is speaking. God is guiding. Your purpose is calling. The question is, are you ready to step into it? Your voice matters. Your journey is important. Have you experienced any of these signs? Have you felt the undeniable shifts, the call to something greater, the whispers of divine guidance pulling you toward your purpose? If so, you are not alone. There is a reason you are here, a reason you are receiving these messages. Comment below and share your story. Your experience might be the confirmation someone else has been searching for. Every journey is unique, but together, we create a tapestry of divine awakening. And if this message resonates with you, affirm it, comment 77 to acknowledge your connection to this truth. If you have felt this shift, this calling, this alignment with something beyond the physical world, do not let this moment pass. Subscribe to the channel and stay connected for more insights on your spiritual awakening, divine purpose, and the hidden truths the universe is revealing to you. This is not the end of your journey, it is only the beginning. You are chosen. You are guided. You are walking in divine alignment, even when the path is unclear. Trust in the signs you have received. Trust in the process unfolding before you. Your transformation is happening now. Keep listening. Keep trusting. The universe is speaking, are you ready to embrace it?